I would say adoption was the right choice for me when I first went to the doctor and I found out I was pregnant. But I was pretty scared at that time because I was 15 and I didn't know what to expect from it. But he gave me some options of adoption or keeping it and such as like that. But I ended up getting the pamphlet from my doctor, and he recommended St. Elizabeth. And I made an interview here with them, and they made me feel comfortable just talking about my situation and, just led me step by step of the process and what was going to be, expected from me, and gave me a lot of different counseling on, if I felt upset about certain things or if I may, have not understood anything. They always made sure that everything was clearly shown to me. So.
It was scary at first because, you have the unknown. But for my daughter, what she was going through, it was the option of going forward with life, to bless someone else with life, and to make sure that both of their lives made a difference. And that's what we wanted to do.
I was assaulted when I was 15, and it was pretty hard not trying to keep a child that, that a guy had did something like that to you for. But I never felt bad towards my child because of that. I knew at that time that I couldn't handle a responsibility like that, but it was times where I had doubts where I thought I could, and, I wanted to change my mind, and it was very hard, but, through my family support and St. Elizabeth, I was able to finally make that decision that to this day I don't regret.
She wanted to make sure that even though it was a hard decision, that it was the right decision, and they helped her. They took away the scaredness, and they made her feel like, the love that she had, that she was able to share. She wasn't giving up what she had with her open adoption. They explained everything to her, and they let her make the decisions. And when she did that, she had peace about it.
Well, when I first came here and they gave me the choices of open and closed, I had my mom with me. At first, I didn't know if I wanted to close adoption because of the situation. But, in my heart, I felt like I still wanted to be in my child's life. So I told my mom how I felt, and we decided to go with the open adoption. And they briefed me on what it entailed, and I was very pleased with that, knowing that I could still be in his life and see him and talk to him and stuff like that. So that's when I chose to do the open, and I chose the parents, and I felt comfortable with them, and we hung out plenty of times, and I could tell right from the get-go that they were the right people. So I felt very satisfied with my decision, and I knew in my heart that, they were the right people.
With the open adoption, she is able to get her pictures, her letters, her calls, and every time she gets it, the peace that's in her face. And to know that that child's life is blessed, and the people that she helped that couldn't conceive, that couldn't have children, that was the big thing.
I would say when They gave me several books. I started off with two. Um, it was a single parent, and then a married couple with who had already adopted a child as well. Um, I saw how they were so family oriented, and I saw how they loved that child, with all their heart. And as I read, their words, and I just felt a connection with them. And St. Elizabeth, when they first set me up to meet them, I would say I was pretty nervous at first, but once we started talking and getting to know each other, I felt that it was just something there that just I knew that they were the one.
She made all the decisions. I didn't make any of them. I just sat back. I just sat back and I let her did it. And she interviewed the parents. She talked to them. She went to lunch. She did all the things that she felt she had to do to make that decision for him.
I would say every time that I had my ups and downs when I came here for counseling, some days I wasn't too good, and some days I were, but they they just always made me feel like that I wasn't the only one, and that it wasn't that my decision wasn't like let's see how it says. It made me feel like that I wouldn't. In my heart, I felt like I wasn't making a selfish decision because at that time I knew that I couldn't handle all of the situation and everything that entailed it. So, they just made me feel like that I was doing the right thing. Now to this day, I feel like I'm still doing the right thing. I have no regrets about it. I've talked to him on the phone several times. Like I've heard his voice and stuff like that. It makes me pretty excited, and he draws me pictures, and I get photos of him. And I'm actually going to see him in September for the first time since he was 3 days old. So I'm pretty excited about all of that. I have moments where sometimes I do get sad, but I I don't have any regrets. I know that it was the right decision at that time.
I ask her questions sometimes. How does she feel? How is it now? And not one time has she told me, Mom, I regret anything. All she said is, Mom, I know he's happy. I know he's fine. I'm going to see him again one day. And when he sees me, he will see what I've done with my life. And to her, that's pushing her. That's making her go forward.
He's really good. I can tell that he's very lively, and he he's loved, and I can tell that. And that's what makes me happy to see that, he always has a smile on his face and he's always happy. I would say that I was definitely in your place. It is a scary process at first, but I feel like this is a great company, and they've got me through a lot of hard times. They were very supportive of all my decisions. They worked with all my requests towards my open adoption. I'm not going to say that, it won't be hard, because especially that last day, it was very hard. But as the days go by, it gets better, seeing him happy and lively. It makes you know that, you didn't do something, selfish. You didn't just keep him because of the fact that, you wanted him, but yet you couldn't support him, and that you blessed someone else with such a precious gift, it really makes you happy at the end. So far, I've graduated high school. I'm in college now for criminal justice to be a crime scene investigator. I go to BRCC right now, and in December I transfer to Southeastern to do my bachelor's. So I've been really good.
It's true. What doesn't kill you makes you stronger, and she is stronger. I can honestly tell you that. Yeah, I am very proud of her. When she walked across that stage for high school graduation, I don't think I stopped crying till the end. So yeah, it was everything happened for a reason, and I can tell you she is a better person. She's learned a lot, but I think it's also taught her another sense of what ultimate love is, and that is ultimate love.
I would say since I met them the first day, they were awesome. They always made me feel comfortable. They were so sweet. Anytime I needed them, I could call them or come see them. The few days that I had left when I was making the final decisions, they were right there and so supportive. And, I would say they were a really good team. They always made sure that my wishes were complied by, and I would recommend them to anybody because they were really good. I would just say basically that I know for some birth mothers that were in my situation that it may look scary and hard now, but years to come, it will get better, and you will eventually move on with your life, but you will never forget, that part of you.